save money from those dodgy mechanics, I'm going to show you guys how to start your lawnmower up. Make sure your throttle is on full. Then you want to make sure this is primed. You want to feel the cold on your finger, and then once it's on there and you can feel flow through, press it one more time. If you're not getting anything here, there's no point in starting your lawnmower because it's not going to start. Now if you've done that and you've pulled it a few times and it's not going, I want you to check the spark plug. Now that's located around the side. Now if it looks like that, manky, it's not going to start. Grab your socket tool and pull it off. So if it looks like it's got a lot of corrosion on it, you want to clean that up. You can use some carb cleaner or some oil in a can. You want to spray that off, or get a bit of sandpaper and clean it off. So I just sprayed it off. Grab a bit of sandpaper, clean it up. Now with all that gone, check inside the plug, make sure there's nothing in there either. See how it's got a bit of gunk in there? Grab your oil in a can, spray it in there, clean it out, grab a flathead screwdriver, get something in there and clean it all out. Once that's all out, what we can do is we can plug the spark plug back in, and then we can give it a whirl and see if there's any spark there. Spark plug needs to be grounded to the lawnmower. Do not touch it while you're pulling it because you could get shocked. Give it a good pull and see if she sparks up. And she did, so she's fine. So we know the spark plug's fine and clean, or you need to replace it, just replace it. But mostly the culprit is that this is all corroded, and in here just do a good clean out. So put the spark plug back in. But don't over tighten, just that tight is fine, very light. Just make sure it gets a grip and that's it. You don't need to yank it. You don't want to break the aluminium head. Push that on nice and tight. Next, let's go ahead and pull apart the carb and see what's going on in there. Now all lawnmowers are roughly built the same, so if yours not exactly like this, just take some pointers. Now these filters, what you can do is pull it out, give it a good wash with hot soapy water, let it dry out for a day or two, pop that in, or you can just replace it buying the link below. Now this here, let's pull it apart. So we've got a couple screws there, a couple here to hold on the carby, so we can go ahead and pull them off. You don't need to pull this one all the way off. That one you can sort of bend out of place, remove the spring. Just remember where the spring came off. Always good to film yourself when you're doing these things, where you can sort of tell if you go wrong. You can always put it back. Now this should just pop off and slide out. And the accelerator cable, of course. There we go. So there's a carburetor. This one's quite simple. So what we're going to do is pull this off and see what's going on in here. Let me go ahead and take these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws off. So when you take this off, you got this membrane, or 2 gaskets. This little flap here opens and closes this. So when you press this little duvalacker, the pump, you can hear it. You can hear it. It'll suck fuel up through there, and this will just shut back flat on that, and it'll stop the fuel rushing back through. Now if this is wrecked or the gaskets are gone, that won't actually work. So gaskets replaced, buy in the link below. You can even get the full setup quite cheap. So if these are blocked, use your carb cleaner or a little tiny screwdriver and clean those out. Spray, 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 and that's solved. On top end, you got the filter here, which you can replace, or you can just spray it with some carb cleaner. Just make sure this jet is clear all the way through. There is a hole through it. Use your carb cleaner, spray it in there, and that'll open it up, allowing fuel to go through. Once all that's done, you can put everything back together. Now, also, if your mechanic says, oh, you got a bit of rust in your fuel tank, the lawnmower's not worth fixing, let's just throw it away. No, rust in a fuel tank is normal in an older lawnmower. It will affect it slightly, but no, you don't need to throw your lawnmower away. That's why you got these fuel filters. Once these filters clog up, you just replace it and it keeps going. Once you're replacing these filters more often than you'd like to, that's when you consider getting a new lawnmower or a fuel tank, because these are about $20 in the link. Let's go ahead and put this back together now and start her up. Simple as that in fixing a lawnmower. If you like my video, like, subscribe. Prime 3 times. Pull accelerated throttle down. Now when you prime, make sure you feel fuel on the little button, and then give it a nice good push.